What's up, everybody? We are here today with Buddha Stretch at EXPG, My Dance Life TV, episode 10. What's up, man? How you doing?
Elite Force is the crew.
Elite Force.
Mop Top is the foundation.
Let's
Buddha
go.
Stretch in the building. What's good?
New York hip-hop legend. So let's get right into these questions, man. What is your occupation? Like, how is it that you actually make a living? Because I know a lot of people wonder, like, does he just dance, or does he do something else?
I make a living doing as an artist, primarily through dance, as a teacher, a judge, and a choreographer. I make a little tiny bit of money as a DJ. I used to make money as a producer. I still make beats, so I'm back to that. And a tiny fraction of money as an MC, which I'm getting back to also. So
all the elements here.
Yeah, so we represent, and once I get my fingers from being too heavy, I'll be doing graffiti again and drawing again, because that was my first love. But yeah, primarily through dance. That's what I do 24/7, 365.
That's tight, man. So dancers, there's a goal for you. If you want to do it, listen to all the things he's doing to make it happen.
Well, first and foremost, I just want to say this. Take your craft seriously. Put in the work. One of the things that we did as dancers and entertainers was we made the artists and the producers and the directors come to us. We went to industry parties, industry events, anything, and we blew the spot up. And people were like, who the fuck are these guys? And that's how we didn't go to auditions. There were no auditions at the time when we started. The auditions were for jazz dancers. You got kids with flat tops and dreadlocks showing up, and we have no jazz training, no formal dance training, so they're not gonna pick us. Plus we got on Timbs and jeans and polo and hoodies, so they're not picking us. So that avenue was not open to us. But we were fortunate to go to the opening party for Spike Lee's movie Do the Right Thing with Rosie Perez, and the industry bigwigs and the suit and tie folk were there. And as soon as and we went berserk, and everybody there is like, who the fuck are these dudes, and what is that they're doing? Mm-hmm. And that was our introduction. Like, we did that everywhere, and that's how we made a name for ourselves. That's how people started to know us as the Mop Tops, and we didn't have dreadlocks yet.
That's wild.
So that's the thing. You have to make a lane for yourself. Don't wait for somebody to make an opportunity for you. Take advantage of the opportunity when it's presented. You never know what's going to come out of it.
Right.
I always got put into the things that I do. My first gig at Union Square, I wasn't even there. My boy put me down. They picked these guys to dance, and they said, yo, we got one guy that's not here. We got to have him. Stretch. And so I got put on, and I was the choreographer. Now, up until that point, I didn't know anything about choreography. I became the choreographer because I was the one in the club always putting us all together and say, let's do this and do that. Follow me, and all right, you do. So I took advantage of a situation that I was thrust into.
Right.
So you got to take advantage of everything, and everything is connected. That's why it's called the entertainment industry. It's not just dance. It's not just MCing or rapping. It's not just DJing or beatboxing. It's all of the board, all across the board. Entertainers now, we suck. Sammy Davis Jr. could act, could sing, could direct, could dance. Could play. He was a musician. He did everything. Frank Sinatra did everything. Now cats, they think they can rhyme and they big shit. No, you're supposed to be across the board.
Ooh, put in that work. Pay attention. Pay attention. Jesus Christ. Man, I hope everybody watching this is really like listening. Don't just hear it, but like, are you listening? Like, do you understand what he's trying to tell you? Man. So We know that you dance, obviously.
Yes, sir.
All the hip hop elements are part of you. What other hobbies do you have?
Like I said, my first love was drawing and comic books. Comic books, more than anything else, shaped who I am. I learned to read basically through comics. I mean, I learned to read as a kid like everybody else, but my reading level advanced overnight because I started reading comics, and that's my first love. And I used to love to draw them. Now I still read them, still collect, but I don't draw. I stopped drawing when I started dancing, which is the bane of my existence. It's one thing that if I have any regrets in life is that, because I used to draw, was really good, and now I suck. But that I'm trying to get back to that. I've never left comics. That's my first love. And so I'm trying to get back into drawing and graffiti and, just art. I used to paint. I haven't done any of that in 20 plus years. So I'm trying to get back to that. That was my first love. My second hobby now is DJing.
Right.
I spend most of my time, if I'm not dancing, searching through music.
Right.
I still have music files that I haven't gone through, that I've collected, and people that are giving me music and music that I've downloaded that I don't even remember what it is. And I'm like, oh, this is hot. When did I download this? Or where did I get this from? So that's, a passion of mine, because, on the days, that I'm not dancing, I'm finding music to dance to.
Right.
Finding music to inspire the movement, because that's what it is for me.
Right.
And then last, I'm getting back into creating music. I used to produce music all the time, and my best friends, my partners, my brothers from another, Big Leaf and Link, have been making tracks recently for like the Khalif for the last couple of years, and Link for the last year. He just hit me in the head with 2 or 3 new beats a week ago, and Khalif was like, yo, he made some hot, and then he sent it to me, and I'm like, so of course
put a little fire under you.
Yeah, so I had to fight back, so I came with a little hot something of my own, and so now the fire is lit. So now I'm really trying to get it together, to stay on, creating also, and she's well, you can't see her, but that's Hugo Snow Bunny, my lady. She's who really pushed me to get music, because I have a lot of old music that I produced a long time ago that I didn't even remember. And so I started going through tracks, and she's like, this stuff is great. How come you don't use it? And I'm like, I have no idea. So
no answer.
That's why today I went and, some of those tracks I mixed and, get a good sound, and I will be playing them this weekend at Step Your Game Up.
Step Your Game Up.
And you will have some of them for this.
That's right. Free music.
Exactly.
Gotta love it. This event brings a lot of people from all over the world, and I know that you've made connections damn near in every corner of this planet.
Almost.
Traveling has afforded you the opportunity to taste many different things. What are your favorite foods from around the world? Because we need fuel.
That's kind of hard, because I don't eat a lot of, I don't eat meat at all. I'm not a vegan, but I'm a vegetarian. I eat fish. So fish is my favorite dish, as Rakim said. So when I've traveled, I usually try to eat fish, because I don't eat anything else. And one of the things that I've enjoyed when I was in Japan, this is about maybe 2 years ago, I went to dinner again with Snow Bunny's parents, and they introduced me to these little, I forgot the name of the fish, but it's a tiny mackerel or something, but it's incredibly good. And I ate all of these little pieces, they're fried tiny fish. It's amazing. So I love that. And plum wine in Japan, plum wine is my favorite. I could drink vodka and not get drunk, but if I drink plum wine while I'm eating,
they creep up on you so fast.
Yeah. So it just I would drink 1, 2, and then I'm sauced. I get sauced really quick off of plum wine, and also, like I said, I love vodka. In Russia, I've had homemade cherry and strawberry vodka. And Russians, when you do a toast, toasts take hours, and they just drink like literally hundreds of shots of vodka over and over. Like a toast, they'll toast like the forest, the trees, the sun, the grass, the bears. I mean, and I'm like,
that's hilarious.
Okay, family to Mother Russia. I mean, like, he was like, and we had to teach that. They're like, look, I can't drink no more. This couldn't drink anymore. I'm not gonna have a class. So either we stop the toast now, or I'm not doing another class. But yeah, I mean, some places have incredibly good food. You know, my favorite thing traveling is in Taiwan. It's in Japan. It's called teppanyaki, and Taiwan it's called tiebansha. My favorite on earth. Like I've been going to Taiwan almost a dozen years, and well, more than a dozen years, but I've been eating tiebansha for about 10, 12 years now. And every time, literally, I go there, they know, night market, tiebansha. I have to have it. I won't eat anything else.
That's tight. That's tight, man. Man, I want to go to Taiwan. So, being a producer, and, you know, as dancers, we need music more than anything. What would you say is your favorite style of music to listen to, like even outside of dance, if you have one?
Okay, well, I'll start with my favorite artist is Sade. She's my favorite artist so much so I named my youngest daughter after her. I can listen to Sade literally all day, every day, and never get tired. But my favorite music has to be, hands down, James Brown. I can listen to JB. I've listened to Make It Funky, part 1 through 4, at least 700 times. And it is still funky from the very first time I heard it to now.
It's one of those songs, man.
JB, it's nothing like James Brown. I'm sorry, James Brown is the core of everything, and if you can't dance to James Brown, you can't dance.
Period.
I'm sorry. So, you know, for me, it starts with JB. For me, it really is James Brown, Michael Jackson, never gets old. James Brown, Michael Jackson, Prince. Forget about it.
Yeah.
You know,
love me some Prince.
You know, all day I got Prince's entire discography. So all day Prince. Like I could just go all day. You know.
So obviously you've been doing this a very, very long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
33 years.
What are like some of the things that you've done in your career? If you can give us a list of a few things that are notable for those of you who don't know who this man is, you're about to find out.
Okay, so let's take a step back. Most notable thing I've ever done has to be Michael Jackson. Remember the Time. Did the choreography for that video. My crew started on that set, and
did you hear what he said? Did the choreography for Remember the Time.
Only hip hop video Michael's ever done and will ever do. So let's just start there.
Boom.
I worked with Mariah Carey for 10 years. Every major video she's ever done, I had a hand in. I worked with Will Smith. I toured with Will Smith when he started. His first show in New York City, I opened up for it in Union Square. And I did Men in Black, Getting Jiggy With It, Miami. Those are the three, his most
Men in
famous
Black was the
videos.
Jam, yo.
I did
to this
those.
Day.
For real hip hop heads that know, I started off, as Rakim said, I made my debut in '86. The first video I'd ever did was Eric B. for President with Eric B. and Rakim, which was never released, but I shot that, and then the first video I ever did that was released was The Bridge Is Over with Boogie Down Productions, KRS-One, Scott LaRock. And then my first tour, first television, first everything after that is with the legends of hip hop, Houdini. And with Houdini, I was able to tour again with Eric B. and Rakim, Public Enemy, LL Cool J, Run DMC, Heavy D and the Boys, Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince, Stetson Sonic. And because of Houdini, I got to work with Salt and Pepper. And I worked with Salt and Pepper for literally about a year. I worked with Heavy D. I was the assistant choreographer at first with Rosie Perez for We Got Our Own Thing, and then I became Heavy D's choreographer. I did Now That We Found Love and everything after that up until he stopped. I don't know. I've done a lot. I can't even remember. I've done international artists. I've, done hip hop, R&B, pop stars, whatever. But the best thing for me having ever done was, just dancing. I guess most notable is Record Shop, because this is a documentary that's just about us,
right?
And it's about us dancing, and being ourselves. And this documentary went global, and like it was, what made people understand what we did was separate from popping, locking, and breaking.
Right.
This is hip hop. This is what we call freestyle hip hop. This is what's that, as our clique is our most notable accomplishment. Outside of the whole industry thing, this was something, just us being us. And she just came and just filmed us. It was like, oh, you want to film us? We didn't turn it on for the camera. We did what we normally did, and that's what she captured.
Wow. That's
crazy. The director's name. Shout out to Diane Martell.
Shout out. Man, so like you did all of that, but I know, especially from my personal experience and a lot of other dancers, when we first get involved in this, we're like obsessed with it, like really taken by dance. We don't necessarily know that it's something we're going to do for the rest of our lives, or that it's a life choice, but we know that we want to keep doing it.
Right.
But that doesn't mean that everybody agrees with us. And was this something, before all of that success, was this something that your family was very supportive of?
In no way, shape, or form. Not a fucking chance. My dad was adamant against this. Adamant, like, what is this stupidness that you're doing with your life? Like, I'm gonna break your legs, so you can't do that. The only one that got it was my mom. One summer, he saw kids come to the house, ringing the bell, knocking on the door, and I had like it's about 7 or 8 kids in the house. We practicing.
Right.
We got the linoleum in the living room, and and he's like, comes out, and he's like, fuck is all these kids? Get the fuck out, take them outside. So I literally took them around the corner to the park, and I didn't know this at the time, but he followed us, and he's watching from across the street, and he's like, this is serious, like these kids, like he said, he literally told me this later, like years later, like he said, I saw you look like the Pied Piper. You're leading these kids to the park, and they're following, and they're doing everything that you do. And he said, y'all are oblivious to the rest of the world. He said, I watched y'all for an hour, and every people were watching. Y'all didn't care about nothing. Y'all had the music, and y'all were going. Right. And he said, that made me understand that this is something. And, from that point on, he was less, I'm going to kill you.
A little more lenient.
He was a little more supportive. And then, once he saw, I got to go on tour with Houdini. I remember that. And I was old enough to leave, but I still wanted my parents' permission. And he said to me, you will learn more on tour than any school could ever teach you. He said, but if you get a chance, when you finish, go finish school. Get your GED, then get your degree or whatever.
Right.
So I toured for about a year, then I quit the tour. I went back to school. I graduated, got my actual diploma, and I've been doing this ever since. And he's been my number one supporter outside of my mother.
Wow. That's deep, man.
Yeah, man. But he was adamantly against it. I mean, literally wanted to beat my ass on several occasions.
That's awesome, man. Thank you for being here with us for that today. Seriously.
Yeah, no worries, man. The funny thing is, now I'm a papa, and my youngest kid, has done more than I've done. She's, not even 20 years old, and she's done more in her career, her short career at 19 than I did for the first like 10 years of mine.
That's wild. Everything comes full circle.
Yeah, man. So I support, use my unbridled support, like from day one. Both of my kids, my oldest daughter wants to help people. She's a nurse. She's an artist. She went to art school first, but then she said, I want to help people. So she switched her career. So, when your kid tells you, I want to help people, and of course, like my dad wanted me to be a doctor, and now my kid's a nurse. So
right.
Everything full circle.
That's awesome. What's up, everybody? Castro here with the legendary OG Buddha Stretch, Mob Top, Elite Force crew, Glasses crew. What's going on, man?
I'm good.
You good?
I'm real good.
Real good.
I'm tired as hell, but I'm real good.
It's been a long few days here. A lot of stuff going on. Buchan just showed up. Step Your Game Up's getting ready for this weekend.
Yeah.
Episode 10. Step Your Game Up. Episode 10.5. Step Your Game Up. So, step your game up. Let's get right into these questions, bro Ham.
Alrighty then.
Alrighty. We was wondering now, as a dancer, we all have to have like a why. What was your initial reason? Like, what was it that motivated you to start shaking your tail feather on a consistent basis?
I'll sing it. Soul Train, Soul Train. Get up off your ass and do your own damn thing. Yeah, Soul Train. I love, music in general. My family is, musical. Music is a part of our culture. It is the center of our culture. So, and I have it from both sides. My mother's family is from the South, Southern black folks, and then my father's family is from Panama and Jamaica and Barbados. So we got all of that good Caribbean ting guan.
Everything.
And so I grew up in that atmosphere, and I grew up watching Soul Train, and so I wanted to go down the Soul Train line and shake my tail feather.
Shake the tail feather.
Yeah.
If you don't know what that means, look it up.
Yeah. It's really old, like beyond my age, but
shake your tail
it
feather.
still means the same thing, and if you don't get the reference, then you suck.
Culture. So, and first part of the interview, talking about your life, all the things that you've done. A lot of people would say that you've done enough. Like, you don't have to go do this, you don't have to go do that. With your resume and the millions of things that you've done, why is it that you continue to do this?
Why do I continue to do this? Because the Spirit tells me to. I never intended to do this in the first place. This was never supposed to be my life. It was never supposed to be intentionally done. In fact, none of this existed when I started doing it. I mean, so the reason I still do it is because, there's still good music. There's still things to be learned through the music. There's still elevation for me through it. Even if I can't dance, I can DJ. I can still teach. I can teach without actually having to jump around and dance, But more than anything, I want to do it. I love it. It's what I do. I enjoy it. I get paid to be me. What better job is there than that?
Who gets to do that? None of you, almost.
So,
wow.
That's why I do it. I love it, and the music still moves me, and the passion is still there, and it's fun. When it stops being fun, I'll do something else.
And he does a lot of other things already. So, yesterday I got to sit in on a workshop with him and Henry Link of Elite Force, and it's one of those things, like, if you're gonna call yourself a hip hop teacher, you have to know hip hop. And if you haven't taken these classes, I don't think you really understand what hip hop is. That was an observation for me to see what it's like to train in hip hop, like freestyle hip hop. But you personally, because of how long you've been doing it and all the things you've experienced, you dance very different from Mynd.
Mm-hmm.
How is it that you train? What is it that you do to get yourself ready? Do you drill? Do you just feel it out? Music, no music?
Nothing happens without music. Nothing. I don't do any dancing without music. Everything starts with the music. As you noticed in the class, we played very different kinds of music also. But my focus starts and ends with the music. As far as training, I don't train. We don't train. Our training was going to the club and dancing in the cypher and trying to get girls. And, we still go to the club and dance in the cypher, but we already got girls, so we're good. But we love the music. But, there's no particular training for me. When I see people talk about training, I think Olympics, or you're training for something. Now, if you're going to enter an event, okay, and you want to train leading up to the event, that's fine. But training daily, train your mind, your body will follow. Train your mind to be better as a person, and then everything else will fall into place. No matter what I try to do, that's my training. My training has been trying to get up every morning and pray and give thanks for being here and allowed to get paid to be me. It starts from that for me, and everything else will fall into place.
That's awesome. That's just the only word for it. So, step your game up. 9 years now. This is number 9.
Yep.
A lot of jams don't last that long. It takes a lot of hard work. I would consider it, in my personal opinion, the biggest international jam on the East Coast and one of the biggest jams in America, period. You can catch people from every corner, every degree, every longitude, latitude, whatever. They're in this building for these 2 days every year. And I've built friends from it in countries I never thought I still haven't been to. So, I know this is a process. How did this come about? How did you come up with the idea? How did you get it started?
Originally, I actually did an event a few months before Step Your Game Up, which was originally called Street Styles, and it was a 2-on-2 event. And I did it at the studio I was teaching at the time, Steps on Broadway. But the reason why I made Step Your Game Up is because I was traveling and judging all of these different events in different countries, and people would ask, well, how come you guys don't have any events in New York City? And, we had one particular, it wasn't really an event per se, it was a jam, it was a club, and it happened once a month, every month, called the House Dance Conference, started by Mr. Brian Footwork Green, and
shout out to Brian Green,
and Dance Fusion, and, he started it back in 1999, and this club, what Brian was trying to do was to capture the essence of the club culture when we started, and he captured it beautifully. And that was basically what we had here in the city. As far as events, we had b-boy events. We didn't really have, what they call stand-up dance events. And Brian used to have once a month or once every quarter, he would have a different battle, like one-on-one. We would have a house battle, a hip-hop battle, a whacking battle, a popping battle, but these were at a club. And like I said, this is year-round, but it wasn't like a jam, like Rocksteady Crew Anniversary or B-Boy Summit.
Right.
We didn't have anything like that here. And so in my travels, I kept, running into that question, like, how come you guys don't have anything in New York? And so I was like, you know what? We will. And that's why I started Step Your Game Up, because, we just needed something here, because this is, people, if you want to come, you want to learn about hip hop, this is the Mecca. And so for me, it was like, I wanted to show that, we can do this, and from the source. And so I started it, and the very first year, 2007, I had Brian Green. He was the hip hop judge. Khalif was the house judge. My big brother Desla was our locking judge. Tetsu G from the Fab Five Boogs was the first popping judge. And we only had those 4 styles.
Yeah.
And my family from Japan flew all the way here, not only to support me, they all entered, and so I had all of the Fab Five Books here, Tetsu, Guchun, K, Aki. Then I had Aki's crew, 3D crew. You had their students. I had Hilti and Baj, RM Sister. So we had 50 some odd Japanese people that came here to start this event for me, all out of love, because that's my fam. So that's why I'm giving them a shout.
That is love.
And so they helped me start the event, and I've been doing it ever since. And, we've come full circle. Even, DJ Batsu, first DJ, with DJ Dot. And then I brought Batsu back, but I hadn't been able to bring any of my Japanese fam back. So this year, I especially wanted someone to come, so I reached out to Guchun, and he was like, hell yeah, he hasn't been back to New York since that time.
Wow.
So he was really excited, and when we got here today, he was like, wow, I haven't been here since 2007. So he was really excited, to be back in New York City. So, and this is our 9th season, our 8th year, actually. It's the 9th event. Next year will be our 10th season, and we'll see how it goes. I don't know if I can continue after 10. I'm kind of tired, but we'll see. I love doing it. I love the vibe. Like last year, we had such a great vibe for the pre-selection. Like the pre-selection vibe was incredible, and then we had like a Soul Train line, and that was ridiculous. That was just so much fun last year. And for me, that's why I do it, because that vibe is what's needed. People need to feel, what happens when you get a bunch of people in a room moving together to music, just love, So, that is worth doing it. Now, if I could get some sponsors, yeah, but whatever.
Coke, Subway, Mountain Dew, Monster Energy, Red Bull. You do it for the B-boys. Yeah, I think that's one of those events, man. Like, I've been blessed to be able to MC that event last year, and this year I'm also entering the popping this year. So, I mean, it's one of those things where you can't really express that feeling, but if you're there and you're in a place where people from all over the world are there for the exact same purpose, it's like freedom, and like it's really relaxing, really nice. So Stretch, not last and final question, second to last question.
Okay.
What is your, if you have one, ultimate goal for your career in dance, or what would you like to see happen for dance?
You know what? I've never really had an ultimate goal as a dancer. I've pretty much, whatever things that I dreamed of doing, I almost have done them. When I started, the thing that I really wanted to do as a dancer was to dance on the Soul Train line. And when I got to Soul Train, I didn't even do it, but I've been to Soul Train a couple of times, so You know, and I got to, you know, my father, I remember when I was young, when I first started, and one of my partners at the time, he was a Michael Jackson freak. You know, he went from popping to a Michael Jackson's double, and he knew every twitch and mannerism that Michael did. And I remember one day, you know, my dad saw us together, and he's like, "You like Michael Jackson?" And I was like, "Yeah." He said, "You want to be like Michael Jackson?" And I said, "Yeah." He said, "No, you don't." And I was like, "Huh?" And he said, "You want to be better than Michael Jackson." You know, and so that stuck with me. And then when I got to do Remember the Time, I got to call my dad and say, "Remember you told me that, to be better than Michael Jackson, Pop? Well, I'm teaching him right now." And, you know, so ultimately I didn't see myself doing any of this. But now that it's 30 years in, I try to think like Frankie Manning. Now, if you don't know who Frankie Manning is, Google him. He is dance. He is Lindy Hop. You know, he's one of the best dancers of all time. And he danced till he was like 95 when he passed. He was still dancing and teaching. So if he could dance till 95, you know, that's my ultimate goal, to you know, pop till I drop, you know.
Rock till the wheels fall off.
You know, exactly, till the wheels fall off, and till the rims fall off. You know, so, and yeah, I never really thought, you know, long term. Every time that I look back on things, you know, I laugh, because none of this was, if you would have told me that I would be traveling or teaching, doing interviews, be on TV, work with Michael Jackson and Diana Ross and Soul Train and this, that, and the third, and be around, you know, monster legends like Don Campbell and you know, the Lockers, or Mr. Wiggles, Pop Master Fable, or Crazy Legs, or you know, Rocksteady Crew, Poppin' Pete. You know, these are people that when I was growing up, I was just like, they were names, and, you know, like incredible people, like, wow. And now they're family, you know. And so if you would have told me that back then in Brooklyn when I first started, I would have punched you in your face.
Don't lie to me.
Yeah, it wouldn't even been no don't lie to me. It would have been straight up. I'd have duffed you out and been like, "Yo, get the fuck out of here." Because it wouldn't have made any sense, right. You know. I would have been like,
crazy, dog.
You know, the more you talk, the more I would have mushed you.
Nonsense.
You know, so,
I have seen your future.
Exactly. So now it's like, you know, when I think back to that time, I'm like, this is ridiculous.
Okay. So, one question, and I've had this conversation with a couple other dancers. People were wondering, so I figured I'd ask you today. Mm-hmm. Is there any talk, are there any prospects? Is there anyone lined up if there's going to be another generation of Elite Force?
You know what? That's I've had this conversation with like Crazy Legs, you know, because, you know, he's recruiting the next generation of Rocksteady Crew, and I've seen other, you know, you have the Electric Boogaloos and the Little Boogs and stuff like that. But for us, we didn't, you know, especially me and Link, we talked about this for years, and it's like, it's never been about that. It's like, we laid the foundation for people to take it and take it past Elite Force. You know, we don't, you know, first and foremost, I have two daughters. My youngest daughter dances, and she's done more in her short time living than I did when I was her age. She like quadrupled what I did. You know, there's no comparison to when I was 19. And when I was 19, I went on my first tour. She went on her first tour at 7. Okay, so for me, it's like, the future is wide open, but it's not about me, you know, putting the Elite Force brand on her. Mm-hmm. I want her to create her own brand. I want her to make it, you know, to not just step out of my shadow, but shine so much that my shadow doesn't exist, you know. And that's what it's about. Make your own mark. Yeah, later you can tie it into what has come before. But if you don't make your own mark, nobody cares what came, but what your connection is, you know. And if everything is based on the connection before, then, you know, that kind of belittles what you do, because they think, well, what you did was, you got it because of that, because of them. They put you on. You didn't really make it on your own. You didn't, like, nobody thinks about who came before Fred Astaire.
Right.
You think about Fred Astaire. Nobody thinks about who was the family to the Nicholas brothers. You remember the Nicholas brothers.
Right.
You remember Sammy Davis Jr. You remember, Frank Sinatra. They made their mark, and then everything else after that is different. And it's the same thing with athletes. Like, Steph Curry is a tremendous athlete.
Indeed.
His father is Dale Curry. Dale Curry was a great NBA player. Steph, he was a good NBA player. Steph is great, and I'm sure if you ask Dale Curry, he's like, I don't care if people mention me. It's about my son. He wanted him to completely blow past him, and that's what happened. And that is a testament to what he did as a father. So, for us, it's like, it's not going to be, we have a next generation. My next generation is right downstairs. His name is Rice Ball. That says all you need to know.
Yay! Thanks everybody for watching this episode 10 of My Dance Life TV. Legendary Buddha Stretch, Elite Force, Mob Top. If you want to support us, you can follow us. Facebook, Digital Mind. YouTube, Digital Mind. Subscribe, My Dance Life TV. Twitter, My Dance Life TV. And if you want to help out our sister company, 10%, 10%solutions.com.
And I just got a shout out from the last question. Not just Rice Ball, but Rico, Eddie, Show, Meister Studio. Those are my kids. Those are, Saturday Player, Elite Force Japan, as we call them. There are plenty of other people that, I will give a shout out to, but, that is directly connected. We put in work for those kids, and they're doing their thing. And, Ibuki, I see you.
Throw it up, Ibuki. Peace.
Bye.